Paradox Interactive had another feature highlight this week, and they focused on maps and themes. They finally clarified how big the maps are going to be, and it's pretty interesting. Let's check it out. The dev started off the feature highlight with a brief 2-paragraph explanation on how large the maps are going to be. In City Skylines, you started with 1 tile and had a playable area of 5x5 tiles, with a total of 9 tiles you'd unlock along the way. The tiles in City Skylines were 1.92 kilometers by 1.92 kilometers, or 1.19 miles times 1.19 miles, with a total playable area of 92.16 square kilometers, or 35.58 square miles. Now in City Skylines 2, your map is going to operate differently. Each tile is going to be roughly 1/3 of the size of its predecessor, which is 0.6 square kilometers or 0.23 square miles. The map in City Skylines 2 is a total of 23 by 23 tiles with a total playable area of 159 square kilometers or 61.39 square miles, which is half of the complete modded playable area in City Skylines, which sat around 299 square kilometers. While the maps in City Skylines 2 is technically smaller than the map in City Skylines, it is led to believe from some of the images in the highlight that the scaling in City Skylines 2 is going to be smaller than City Skylines, meaning the ratio between assets in game and in real life will be smaller than it was in City Skylines, that's set at between 1:1 ratio to 1.5 ratio. Since we don't really know what the asset scaling is going to be, we can't correctly judge if the maps are going to feel smaller or not. On another note, tiles don't have to be connected to other tiles when unlocking them in City Skylines 2. You can create smaller cities within your map if you please, and you can also build cities higher up. When selecting a map in your city, you'll be shown some basic information about that map, such as the default theme of the map, climate information, latitude, buildable area, natural resources, and outside connections that already exist on the map. When in the game, unlocking new tiles on the map are simple. When you reach a milestone, you'll be able to expand your city. They did not go into detail about how expensive it will be to unlock a tile, but they did show a few examples of them unlocking a tile on screen, which did display how much it will cost. The maps we'll have access to are Archipelago Haven, Barrier Island, Great Highlands, Lakeland, Mountain Village, River Delta, Sweeping Plains, Twin Mountain, Water Pass, and Windy Fjords. These maps at least have one outside connection pre-built, with the most common being train tracks or seaway outside connections, although you will be able to build outside connections once in the map. Themes are the final part they featured in the highlight. They highlighted how when you start a new city you can choose between European or North American themes, which will define the street markings, traffic lights, and vehicle models. The theme will also influence the building styles, although you can freely choose between the two themes when building in your city, allowing you to mix your city's style. That's all they had for us this week. Next week they'll be going over climate and seasons, which will definitely be interesting to see how the climate will influence our cities. Thank you for watching. If you want to learn more about City Skylines, check out my previous video on electricity and water.